So this is the guide for WvW Zerging Dragonhunter build. Your gear is a mix of Berserker Marauder and Valkyrie or Berserker Valkyrie. Refer to the latest guild build and you will see the ideal mix. So what you want to try to achieve is to come to about a 40 to 45% base crit. Reason for this is with the trait here, Righteous Instinct. When you have Resolution, you will gain 25% crit chance, and with Fury you gain another 20% crit chance. So that will bring you relatively close to 100%. And with this trait you get another 10%, so that's 55% total bonus. So it will bring you really close to 100%. So you will be using Staff and Scepter Torch, or sometimes it can be Focus or Shield depending. But this will be the default with Torch. Okay, so we'll first go over your weapon skills. Your weapon skills, your biggest skills on your Scepter and whichever will be your skill 2. And this is very good as it's a very low cooldown and it's a high damage skill. But more importantly, with the trait, when you use a symbol and it hits someone, it will grant you Symbolic Avenger up to 5 stacks, and with each stack you gain 2% damage increase. So you want to use your skill 2 as often as possible on a Scepter. And your skill 3 is an Immobilize single target. With your skill 4 on the Torch set, it would be a Pulsing Burn, which is not the one you're going for, but the second cast, when you cast the second one, it can crit up to 10k if you hit it. And with your skill 5, it's a Cleaving skill, which is pretty nice as well. We will not go over the Focus or the Shield set, you can look it up yourself. Going over the Staff, similarly on your skill 3, it's another symbol skill, which you want to use as often as possible. And with your skill 2, it's a Delayed Strike skill. So it kind of looks like this. After you cast, there's a small delay. So what you want to try to do is you want to try to combo skill 3 and skill 2. You want to use skill 2 first, then you use skill 3 because there's a delay. So you want to use skill 2 and then skill 3, so you kind of get the both hits to start relatively similar timing. Your skill 4 is a Empower skill. It's a bit of a heal, but it grants might. So sometimes you want to use this, sometimes you don't. If there's nothing else better to use, you can use this to grant yourself a bit of might and your party might for more increased damage output. Your skill 5 is Line of Warding. If enemies walk through it and if they have stability, it removes 1 stack of stability. If they do not have stability, they walk through it, they get knocked down in place. So that covers your weapon skills on the Staff set. Now going over your F skills, your F1 is a Chain skill. So if you hit a target, you will link up to them, and if they do not have stability, you recast it, you will pull them towards you. Okay, with your skill 2, it's a Leap skill. It helps you to get out of sticky situation where you are likely to be probably pretty dangerous. You want to get out of it, or your commander might be away, or the main group's further away, you want to catch up, you can use this. So note that when you use this, it's a Condy Cleanse as well if you need it. And then your skill 3, it's a very nice skill to use as often as you can, especially when you're going for a melee engage, because what happens is you get this cone and any damage that is coming from the cone direction gets blocked. So that's something that to take note of. Your heal skill, you can use Shelter, which blocks for 2 seconds, and once the block ends, you get a heal. Or you can use Litany of Wrath. When you deal damage, you kind of like a lifesteal. So it depends on your personal preference. These are the 2 that is recommended. And then your utility skills, you have your Test of Faith and your Possession of Blade. What happens is it drops traps. Nothing happens until enemy walks into it. So you kind of use it when you're going for a melee push, or when enemy is pushing towards you into a melee. So you want to use these 2 almost always together. Your skill 3 is a Sword of Justice. It's kind of basically works the same way as your skill 3 on the Staff and a skill 2 on your Scepter, but it doesn't give you the symbol, as it's not a symbol skill, it's just an AoE cleaving thing. And that's it for it. You have 3 stacks, so that's nice. And then with your elite skill, it gives you 3 seconds of invulnerability. If you're in a sticky situation, you kind of want to use this. But one thing to note is that when this skill ends, it refreshes your F skills. So I'm going to use my F3 and then my F2, and then I'm going to use my F1. I'm going to use my elite skill. You get 3 seconds of inval, you can reposition yourself to get safe, and you see when it ends, it refreshes the skill. So that's one thing to note. Okay, so with a typical engage, if let's say you hear commander calls for a well bomb, what you want to do is you want to be in your staff set as it has the most potential for higher burst. You want to combo your skill 2 and then a skill 3, and then you want to drop a Sword of Justice to cleave the downs. And then after you use skill 2 and 3, you want to swap over to your scepter and use skill 2. And with the auto attack, the better auto attack is the staff one, sorry, the scepter one, and you want to auto attack as often as possible in your scepter set. And if you can find a good target, you can use your skill 4, the second part of it, and when it hits hard. And if let's say you're in a melee situation and you're gonna grind, you're gonna try to want to damage as many people as possible, you want to use your skill 5. Your Sword of Justice, you kind of use it whenever. But if let's say you're low on it, you kind of want to save it for the next coordinated bomb. And that pretty much covers it. Yep, that's all.